They told me I'm under investigation as a threat to national security. When I asked for proof, like what the posts were yesterday, they refused to give it to me. They made me come back today to further go over stuff. They gave me the proof, and the proof they gave me are anti-Israel posts. Now, when I joined the military, I took an allegiance to support the United States of America. I did not ever take an allegiance to support Israel. But yet, I am deemed a threat to national security because I do not support Israel and their genocide against the Palestinian people. Yes, you heard that right. I am deemed a threat to national security because I don't support Israel's genocide against the Palestinian people. Since when does not supporting a foreign nation get a U.S. soldier investigated for being a threat to national security? So after 20 years...
Wow. That's what I'm saying. It don't matter. It's really, this is the world we live in. It's always about, it's not about what you've done. It's always about what you can do for me now. You can have 20 years of good service, impeccable relationship, but just do one thing they don't like. All that is thrown out the window. And you know, all these people, they get this from their God of the Bible. Because don't the God in the Bible say you could be good for 30, 40 years, just do one thing I don't like, and you're going to hell. You are going to burn in hell for eternity. Forget all the good stuff you did for the last 30 years. Just do one thing I don't like. I mean, it's just, it's shameful. But I just thought that was pretty interesting that if the people in the army that have sworn, have put their life on the line for this country, what are we going to face when we say something that they don't like? Well, we already see a glimpse of it. So we need to be prepared. I know I seen this one video where this lady was talking about we need to be getting all these survival mechanisms intact, you know, and get uh, imperishable foods and water and all this stuff. I said, you know what? I'm here to tell you that you also have to be ready and prepared to die or killed because it's getting that bad. Yes. We have to put ourselves in the shoes of our forefathers who went through slavery when they wanted to be free and they was willing to die to do it. They was willing to go undercover, run, walk, swim for miles to get to freedom. And that's pretty much what we're going to have to do. We are facing the patrol. They trying to keep people in line. And I hate the fact that we're not fighting the way we should. You know what? When I see the military and the National Guard and paddy wagons. They walking down the street, walking down your neighborhood street, intimidating people. Don't know, and that's what they call fighting crime. It's not about fighting crime because they can't be everywhere. And they really want, we don't know how far they're going to go. Well, we know how far they will go. They are willing to kill to further their agenda. And what they're getting in place is to start a civil war in the streets. And I hope they don't, because we're not prepared for that. But they're preparing the army to get in their mind to kill civilians. Ain't nobody's doing nothing about it. This is the saddest thing ever that if this was a Democrat doing this, he would have been impeached. He would have been kicked out. And they can't look at this man and see that he's not right in the head. We literally have a demented psychopath in the White House. And this, with all this stuff going on, with all this national threat, you still got people out here doing stupid stuff. Out there stealing, partying, taking drugs, selling drugs, getting high, murdering their own people. I mean, just a few days ago, this 60-year-old man killed his girlfriend. They claim because she wouldn't leave her husband. Killed her, the husband, and the 1-year-old child. Shot. How do you do that? Shot the wife, the girlfriend, in the back of the head. Shot the husband in the back of the head. And then threw the 1-year-old in the water. Just threw the baby in the water. Ooh. Every day I try to not think about the world I live in. I didn't know it was that bad. But it has always been bad. I was looking at this one documentary about this man called Albert Fish. He was a serial.
Today is World Vegetarian Day, which is a great day to give peas a chance.
He was a serial killer.
The current weather is 58 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies.
Of
Today,
children.
you can expect partly sunny weather with a high of 81 degrees and a low of 49 degrees.
And he was eating them.
Right now, traffic on your commute looks good. The fastest route takes about 12 minutes via East Livingston Avenue and I-70.
And this man He had a wife. He had his own kids. He raised his kids. He was a sadist. He loved inflicting pain. He he grew up in an orphanage where he says he witnessed children getting beat severely, and I think also himself. That's what I'm saying. If we don't take care of these children, we're going to have a world full of psychopaths. And people are not paying attention to what's going on. And even though he had a long history of getting arrested, they would let him go because this was back in the early 1900s. So they didn't have all the foristas that they have now. And they would let him go because he looked like a harmless old white man. You know. And then they said that he was targeting uh, they call them colored children because nobody would care. Well, the authorities wouldn't really care. Uh, so, but see, now we are living where it is a psychopath around every corner. You can't even ride the subway without might be caught on fire or stabbed to death for just sitting there. What can you do? You gotta go to work. You gotta go to the store. Just like that woman went to the grocery store. Never, ever, ever heard of anything like that ever happened when I was growing up. But this woman go to the grocery store, get ready, go get in the car and leave and go home. And this woman just come up behind her and just start stabbing her and her child in the store. Now, with all this going on, we have a psychopath in the White House that is making the rules. Got the finger that can go on to the nuclear button. I mean, uh, I envy the graves, the ones that are dead, because they don't have to go through this. I mean, it's horrible to say that because I'm sure every generation has their challenges, their racist, but we have a racist, psychopath, madman, criminal in the White House. And then we have to deal with the psychopath, madman, criminals in the streets, in our homes. Just like not too long, just the other day, this black deputy woman was killed. I don't know, I didn't read it. A domestic. How many times we have read and heard about family killing family, wives killing husbands, husbands killing wives and children. How long is this going to go on? And it's happening so much. And then we have somebody who is going to make it even harder because if they take away medical care for people, they're not going to be able to get their meds. What's going to happen? to them. And what is going to happen to the people that can't get food because they cut their food stamps off? And these psychopath idiots out here think it's okay to cut off people's food stamps and medical care, not knowing that that one that lost their medical care might be the one that chopped you up in little pieces because he couldn't get his psychological drugs to even his emotions out. They don't think that everybody's intertwined, connected. That what happens to this person, and what if this person can't get no medicine, and they get sick, and they spread it, or somebody have to go to work because they can't afford to stay off work, and they get the whole store sick. We have the most non-thinking people I think ever put on this earth. Pitiful, shameful. Who's going to rescue us? All our leaders are gone, and we have people that are so scared. What are you scared of? That's what I don't understand. Why are these people scared? And they protect these pedophiles, sex traffickers. Do they know? I don't think people really know the seriousness of sex trafficking. That these people out here, these men, these disgusting men and women are out here taking children and denigrating their bodies, doing sadistic things to them. The stuff that these people do to these kids and these young ladies. And they rape men and boys too. And they beat them. They have all kind of perverted sex with them. And these may be your doctors, your lawyers, your teachers. And then when they get tired of them or they get too old, they sometimes kill them and sell their organs. And these people are protecting them. These politicians are protecting them. Now, why didn't they ban? Why, just like drugs, drug trafficking and sex trafficking and organ trafficking is a very lucrative business. And most of them are ran by powerful men. And us, we are just like ants. It is more of us than them, but they have put the fear in most of us that we will never rise up to our potential. Because they take all of and then throw us crumbs. And we're fighting over those crumbs. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. Because if we don't, I don't know what's going to happen to our children. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day.